We've got huge Kevin playing in the south of the map as Germany. See what we're going to see out of Kevin. I don't think I see him play Germany that often. Definitely got a pretty standard play style from what I've seen. So we'll see if we have anything different this time. In the north of the map, we've got some... What is it with these name tags, right? For whatever reason, there's these name tags, like the East Asian type name tags, that just seem to be dominating the ladder right now. Like, it's like every other game I play, I've got one of these, you know, Chinese, Japanese, Korean symbols or whatnot. So you never know if it's a Smurf or who's Smurfing. It could be Warsword with his many accounts. You just never know. But the Chinese players are coming en masse, I have to say. He's playing as Ethiopia, and yeah, I mean, we all know what Ethiopia means on the current meta. It means pain, because they are so good at the moment. Not quite as good as Italy, but good enough. Good enough. Shuttle runners pretty much being the main culprit of why they're so OP, along with the fact that they can just shit units out of their arsehole and the sun just fucking shines because you've got just natives. You got Abbas gunners as well from shipments. You just get everything, man. You can just get everything. So we'll take a quick look, see what's going on. Just some Age 1 shenanigans. Kevin picking up some 40 food there. We've got Big Booba, Hell Booba. We are fan favourites of this skin, this German skin, carrying that big beer bottle or beer mug. She literally just whacks. Her melee attack is whacking with the beer mug. It's absolutely hilarious. Lady Izad. He's nicknamed her. Very apt. Izad is a sexy lady. Also a formidable player on the ladder. We'll have a look, see what the first card is for Germany. Standard 2 settler wagons. Possibly one of the best Age 1 cards in the game. It's equivalent to 4 villagers, whilst standard civs only get 3. I mean, arguably the only card that's better than that is probably the 2 villager 1 hacienda card by Mexico. I can't think of a better Age 1 card. So yeah, so pretty nice Age 1 card. It's been in the game since day dot 2005, so you know, can't complain too much. Okay, that line getting beaten up by a beer mug. Very realistic historically. Take a look at Ethiopia, see what's going on with him. We will look at both decks. So it looks like the 2 villagers, 1 Aben has come out for him. He's got his Aben. He's actually built a mountain monastery quite early. You should see quite often at the moment. So they will... Often what Ethiopia players are doing at the moment is they will sell a cow when it reaches 150 wood. And they will use that to get 1 house and their equivalent of hunting dogs. I believe it's only 5%, so it's not quite as good as hunting dogs. But it costs 50 wood. So you get 150 wood. He's getting hardened axes now, which I believe is the gang saw equivalent. And then what they'll do is they'll sell another cow when their Aben comes, so they can get a mountain monastery. So that leaves them with 1 cow left, which he's already sold. But he's building another one. Interesting. So he's got... Looks like he's kind of got just 100 gold left over from treasures and things like that, and has decided to go for a Zebu cattle. He's actually used this again. Has he seriously just done that? Did I just see this right? He's used that card twice. It is an infinite card. So he's used 2 villager, 1 Aben card twice. He must have got some good XP for that. I believe that's what he's done. No, maybe he hasn't done that because he's only on 15 villagers. Sorry, I tell a lie. I believe what he's done is that card seemed to come in late. I believe he just built a monastery and then built an Aben from the monastery because they cost 150 gold from the monastery. So I think that's what he's done. Interesting. Can I cover the timer? I can, if you give me 2 seconds. Let's pause this game for a second. That's a good idea. I have to add a source. If we go to image. If I go here. 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 I'm going to have to add a random one. But that should do, right? No. There you go. How's that, guys? Is that better? You happy now, Harrison? You happy? Alright, let's carry on. Aging up with the... It's one of the native ones. I can't remember. Someone in chat will remind me. Basically, you age it with the native embassy. It's the guys that can produce... Somali, that's the one. Somali. I remembered. So yeah, so it can build... Basically, he gets the ability to build Somali Isa warriors, which are insane. Or he can build the Somali Darude skirmisher, which are basically skirmishers with huge range, but their multiplier isn't versus musketeers, it's versus artillery. So they're kind of an anti-artillery skirmisher. They do okay versus skirmisher. Going for the 200 influence first. So this is the build order I like to do when going as Ethiopia. War camp now going down. So we've had a look at his deck. We'll have a look at Kevin's deck now. Ooh, hello, Kevin. Is Kevin playing non-standard? This I like. And look at this deck. Wow, so rum distillery. We've got silversmith, cigar roller. So this is very, very gold orientated. Look, he's got both. He's got textile mill and royal mint. And look at these sexy mercenary cards. He's got improved mercenaries and he's got mercenary camps in here as well. Let's go, Kevin. This is going to be a really, really cool matchup. Okay, I'm interested now. Wow, seeing this card. You don't see this card every day. So gone for 3 settler wagons. This is his first card in age 2. And now he's going for Palatine settlements, which is essentially going to give him lots of population space. It increases house population by 20. So each house is essentially going to be worth 300 wood in the sense of population space. Currently only has 1 though. Interesting, probably just going for straight FF, which sometimes you can get away with as Germany because you do get free shipments, units, which are the Ulons from each shipment. So sometimes you can get away with that. He's built a nice kind of base here. He's got his TP. But yeah, kind of being very risky here. I imagine we'll start to see some Shotter warriors coming out from the Ethiopia player. He has gone for double TP as well, which is interesting. I wonder if he decides to up that, because one thing that the Africa Civs can do is when they get stagecoach from their TPs, they can actually get influence from them as well. Normal Civs can only get XP and the resources. However, they can choose to get all of that plus their coffee beans, as I like to call it. Cool, so macro looking interesting. He's got another house down, and look at that, just 2 houses and a TC gives him 100 population space, because mercenaries cost a lot of population space. So do outlaws. So anything that's coming from the saloon is gonna be quite detrimental to your population space. So yeah, okay, I like this build. I like this build. What's his first card gonna be though? He's aged up quick. What's his first card gonna be? So he's deciding to go for Manchu. Manchu, very good. I imagine what Kevin did was he looked at the beginning of the game what mercenaries he was able to get, because they're basically pre-rolled at the beginning of the game. So you can only get a select amount of mercenaries. And he rolled a good card because he got Manchu, which is really, really nice. Manchu is very, very good in the grand scheme of things. I would say they're an A-tier mercenary that you can build from a saloon. There are an S tier of better mercenaries, but Manchu is a very safe option. So he's building 5 of them. 5 of them at 8 minutes 20. I mean, that's pretty damn good. We'll see what his next card is going to be. I imagine he's probably going to continue just to build these Manchu, and I would like to see him probably use improved mercenaries or get mercenary camps. Now, mercenary camps changes things, because obviously, like I said, you can only get a pre-rolled selection of mercenaries. However, when you use this mercenary camp, you can get all of these sexy boys. So you can get Jaegers, Giant Grenadiers, Black Riders, Pandors, and they're basically the main shipments that you get from mercenaries, right? And they're the boys you always want every time. So you want that insane skirm goon composition, which you can get with mercenaries. So with mercenary camps with that card. So he's decided to save 1k gold and go for Jaegers. Okay, cool. Another thing as well I want to mention, like I love this setup because he doesn't need anyone on wood. Right, he doesn't need anyone on wood, and he only needs a couple of people on food to keep the villager production. Because when he runs out of population space, boom, he just buys 100 wood with his market, and because he's got everyone on gold, he's always going to be able to buy houses. So bang, you just buy one house every now and then, and he's got an extra 30 population space. Really, really nice. Really, really nice. So this is a really, really cool build. Going for that Jaeger Manchu comp. So he doesn't actually need mercenary camps for a little while. He can definitely allow the Jaegers as his 12 Jaegers as his main skirmisher comp, and just allow, that won't die anytime soon. So just building up some Manchus behind that's going to be great. Don't take a look at the score too much, guys, because mercenary builds are notorious for lowering your score, essentially. So it's a deflated score. So the score definitely doesn't tell you the truth of what's going on here. Okay, so that's really cool build from Kevin. We'll keep an eye on Kevin. And look at this. The greed on the guy. He's aging up fast, so he's used the tech from the mountain monastery, which cost about 450 influence, I believe, to age up 50 seconds quicker. So he's just gone full greed here. He hasn't done any raiding. He hasn't built any shuttles. He's built a few units from the native embassy, which obviously only cost influence, and all of his other resources have gone into just aging up. Interesting. So now he's aged up with the church. So that's the age up. It's the age up. I can't remember what you get from it. I think it's the Jesuit age up, which allows you to build their goons, which have been buffed recently. It gives you lots of XP cards on the floor, and it gives you a church. So definitely XP orientated. Kevin pushing in here with some Jaegers. Going to pick off a couple of units, which is really nice. Might have picked off a villager or two. Doesn't want to stand under this fort for too long. You can see it's not doing loads of damage, but, these Jaegers are expensive. So just losing one of them is about 200 golds worth. Just under a fort. Wow, and these big boys, the Sebastables. Oh, you do not want to get caught with them. Actually, lucky one of these Jaegers didn't die. Wow, and look how much damage these guys do. Absolutely insane. 375. Oh, God. That looked like that was a roller as well. Oh, you do not want to get stuck in there. But it looks like it's go time for Kevin. He's getting the flank with the cav. Oh, and the Manchu are coming in, and they do great versus artillery as well. But these Sebastopol mortars have 475 HP. The Jaegers really need to take care of these Issa warriors. Oh, and there's a triple, baby. Okay, take one down. As long as... If he can... he doesn't... That's 5 in total that these Sebastopol mortars... But that's a pretty good trade, though, for Kevin. I'd be happy with that. He still has a decent amount of Jaegers. More Manchu coming in.
Oh, yeah.
And Robot coming in with the Prime as well. Robot, you legend.
Just subscribed.
Robot, you legend. Thank you so much for the Prime. I hope you're enjoying this one. And that's a beastly amount of Manchu right now. I mean, they will do well against pretty much anything. The only thing they will lose to is skirmishers. That's the only real hard counter. But, even melee units they'll do well against. And look at that Berber pot from Ethiopia. Oh, that's just beautiful. Now, these guys, they don't actually have bonuses versus infantry. But they're still a cavalry-type unit with a decent melee damage. So they will beat them if they get in close enough. And then also do well versus Manchu. Although Manchu have a melee resist, so... But look at these guys. They just get Shadow Tech to champion level as well. So they've got nearly 500 HP. Mercenary camps coming in now. More Manchu on the field. These Berber camels are insane. And the fact that they get auto-teched just into champion level is insane. If we take a quick look at Ethiopia. Sending in 10 villagers now. He did get 15 of them for 1k resources, I believe. For 1k coffee bean resource, that is. So not a real resource, as I like to say. It's almost like it's like export. It's a free resource that they get on the side, which just makes things insane. Did send out a few of these levy type musketeers, but they're going to go down pretty quickly because they lose health, just like Minimum. So, I mean, not a bad trade for either side. I mean, I feel like that Berber shipment was really nice. It took out the Jaeger, completely decimated the skirmisher mass. So the Ethiopian player isn't going to be too worried now about those Jaegers. So he's only got the Manchu to deal with, which Neftenya will deal with. Building some more cattle, some more Issa warriors. Quite low on export at the moment. He's spending it nicely. 14 Somali Issa warriors coming out. Wow, that's definitely got to be a card. It is. It's 500, which is pretty insane. But like I said, you know, at the beginning of the game, he shipped that 200, that card that gives him 200 coffee bean resource for every shipment he takes. And it's really coming in handy now because every shipment counts. You know, just it continually gives him dividends. Look at these guys. Look, 5 speed. 5 speed. Look, they're like a Carolean and Musketeer in one with 5 speed. They are actually insane. They have bonuses at cav in range and melee. Absolutely insane. Some really, really ballsy settler wagons and villagers over here. Definitely wants those gold mines. Germany, you know, Germany eat gold mines as it is, let alone when they're doing a mercenary build. Some Jaegers out in the field, which is definitely nice, but he needs double, triple this mass to really kind of bully these guys. And look at these Easter Warriors! Look what they do to Manchu! They're just one-shotting it! Oh, hiya! That's painful. So painful. Okay, nice. These guys actually can't do anything until they've taken this mountain monastery down. But these villagers, these guys will take it down. Given enough time. Mountain Monastery is not having that much. Only 2k HP. That's going down pretty quickly. You go, villagers. You absolute go, girl. Look at that girl. Look at her go. Putting her back into it. That's what we like to see, boys. That's what we like to see. More Jaegers. Decent mass of Manchu still. Ethiopia now got 1 Sebastopol mortar. So he has... It is still an age 3 card, though. So he's been forced to ship an age 3 card, which isn't really what you want to do. Skirmishers going on... Oh, Skirmishers going on the mode, that stagger mode, which will obviously take less damage from the Sebastopol mortar. The Sebastopol mortar goes down. Again, that's a great trade. I mean, it looks like he's struggling for a way to deal with Skirmishers. These Issa Warriors, although they're very fast and can catch up to Jaegers, they're going to get absolutely decimated. Not paying too much attention here as well. So look at the scores. Look at the scores. I did say that it deflates, but still. Can Kevin come back from this? I mean, his military, though. That's where his score is. It's all in his military. Okay, so really nice raiding. Getting these Abans, which are like 1.5 villages worth on gold. So that's going to be a nice catch. Going to get 1 Aban there. Oh, going to pick up some villages as well. So the Ethiopia players definitely played a very turtle-heavy match. And he's running out of resources, so he's going to need to push out onto the map sooner or later. Oh, some nice Aroma Warriors coming out there. But Kevin is hot on the case. And they're going to get absolutely melted by the Manchus. Now, did he use that as a shipment? He did. It's another age 3 shipment. Which is not what you want to be sending. Age 3 shipments when you're in age 4 is not a good idea. Sending some... He doesn't know where to send his villagers. He's got no natural resources. So the score tells a different story, but it's kind of looking okay for Kevin. Look, Kevin is right up in his face. Look how close he is to the fort. Just taking this silver mine. He's going to leave as... I mean, that's the only mine left for the Ethiopia player. That one's about to get eaten up too. More Neftenia getting built for... He's on 44 villagers. Let's take a quick look at Kevin. He's on 41 plus the settler wagon, amount of settler wagons. So, Eco's looking pretty favourable for Kevin. Wow, sending in Royal Mint. The problem is, the only way Royal Mint is going to get any use out of it is if he starts to make estates, which he has. Which is kind of not what you want to do, but... I mean, that's just the way it is. He's played the game, and he's going to have to transition into those estates. But so is the Ethiopia player. How's he? He's going to have to start getting fields down. Because there's no other way he's going to be able to get gold. Yeah, so he did send in the mercenary camps build, which turns saloons into mercenary camps as well. So he's going to be fine now. He's going to be able to make Black Riders, Manchus. He's going to be able to make Jaegers from them. He's going to be able to make Giant Grenadiers. Which Giant Grenadiers could be a good option if he wants some siege at some point. We'll see what else he sent. Gone for the 1,000 wood, the 1,000 gold. Got both the mercenary cards. Got the Jaegers, and then he's got... And now he's getting textile mill. It'll be hilarious if we see... Then we'll see cigar roller. Like, these guys are going to be absolute beasts. Like 1.25 on an estate. We'll see how much that increases it by. I think it's about 25%. This fort being kind of annoying, but the more units he has, the kind of less of a problem this is. So Jaegers versus Neftenias at the moment. Okay, Manchu putting in some work there as well. Doesn't really want to spend too much time out in the sun with these Manchus because, like I said, they have melee resist. They don't have range resist, so they will get melted by skirmishers. That's a decent mass. I mean, you don't need more than 18 Manchus. Like, I can't see there being a reason ever why you need more than 18 Manchus. So I think we just need to get that double production of Jaegers going, Kevin. Looks like he might lose. Oh, no, there's the Parvin! He's going to lose one, but is he going to lose two as a result now? He doesn't. He only loses one. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. 2 settlers worth. Some Cav coming in. And Cav could be a great option here because there's not that much anti-Cav. Kevin going for it. And the Manchu's getting stuck in there. And like I said, with the body block of the Ulons just being a meat shield, these Manchus would do good damage behind him. 32 base attack is pretty good for a goon unit. Still one Ulan alive, just about going down, but the high damage dealers in the back doing all of the work. Picking off some more villagers, picking off some more Neftenias. Again, though, this just never getting a big mass of Jaegers. A couple of these being really weak as well, so get that double production of Jaegers going. He is actually making Pandors. Interesting. Interesting. I like that idea. I always say Pandors, great unit, but not by themselves. You can never have Pandors just by themselves. You always want Pandors mixed in with other skirmishers. That's when they shine. Because then, as a composition, this big box here would also do well versus things other than just Cav. Because Pandors don't, they only do well against skirmishers. They don't do well versus anything else. Maybe they do okay versus Musketeers, but versus Goons, they don't really have any bonuses. So, yeah. Together, they're really strong. And this is perfect, look. He's got Pandors mixed in with skirmishers now. And yeah, he's going to melt these Neftenias. Absolutely melt these Neftenias. If we take a quick look at these Pandors, they do like 75, 80 damage. I can't do the math off the top of my head just now, but... Again, though, it is a small mass. He just needs to get some more. And more Pandors coming in. Yeah, he's going to see that. The Ethiopia player is going to see that. And look at the damage that these boys are going to do. 75 damage it is. I was right first time. Look at these Pandors. Absolutely destroying them. They have 40% range resist as well. Whilst a normal skirmish of 30. With 276 HP. Yeah, they're going to melt this. Again, score still favourable for Ethiopia, but it's looking real good for Kevin. It could go either way. Look at that pop of these Somali Darudes. But the Pandors are they're going to be happy with that. If that's all there is, then I think it's going to be good for Kevin. Oh, taking down the Manchus. I mean, he's not even at this point firing under the... He definitely will be firing under the fort. You want to be baiting Kevin in. But again, okay, he's doing kind of well. There's just such a huge, bigger mass. Getting that healing as well. From the mountain monastery. This is nice. Again, there you go. Bait him into the fort. Bait him into the fort. Okay, that was nice. There's just so many more of these Darudes. We look at this 24 range and their champion level as well. Insane. Yep, gonna probably one-shot Manchus at this point. Okay, not quite. There's a lot of weak Manchu, though. If he micros this well and understands which ones are weak, he's going to do a lot of damage here. But Manchu face tanking... I mean, it's okay versus the Darudes, because, like I said, they don't have bonuses versus Goon units. But there's some Neftenia in there in the background as well. Double pumping Pandors now. I mean, all Kevin has to do... No, Kevin, ship your Bosniaks, buddy! Ship your Bosniaks! Bosniaks would do some damage right now. And I feel like Kevin kind of unnecessarily lost too many Manchu there. I mean, that big mass of Somali skirms isn't too much of a threat. Just needed to back up. Okay, so let's have a reevaluate these cards. So we sent both of these upgrade cards. He did send Cigar Roller as well. We'll have a look at the settler wagon. I believe it was 1.25 last time. Is this going to go? Is this going to connect? It's on 1.7. Wow, and a normal villager is on 0.85. Considering that that's an estate, that's pretty insane. That is so insane. Getting another mercenary camp down now. Building more Manchus, which I'm not sure. I feel like he's kind of feels like he's always been terrified of the Coyote unit that the Ethiopia player has, and he's never made any of them. He's never built. I don't think he's built one. Okay, so a mass of Pandors here. Like I said, 9. That's fine. You don't need to build any more Pandors. Just make some more Jaegers and add them in. Ship your Bosniaks. You'll be absolutely fine. I'm talking so loudly that my Siri decided to pop off. Shut up, Siri. Stop spying on me, Apple. Okay, again, yeah, that's a big mass of Pandors. And to be fair, Pandors is, definitely the right option here. If Ethiopia is literally just making skirmishers, then he can get away with just making Pandors. But generally, you want to mix them in with other skirmishers. This fort has been putting in some work this entire game. That's the best 400 resources he's ever spent. Getting a large amount of mass of fields now. Looks like that mountain monastery's gone dead. Looks like he definitely wants to take down this fort now. Understands it's done an insane amount of damage all game. Sheikh saying, Lion, I beat the guy you lost to. Who did I lose to? And you do agree with me, he's a map hacker. Yeah, Sheikh. Again, I don't know if you looked. Well, I'll continue after this game, but yeah. There's your proof. There's your proof. Definitely will be putting a video out about that. However, this is a separate video, so YouTube guys are thinking right now, I'm thinking, what on earth is he talking about? Kevin really committing to the estates. Now going for this Age 1 card, which is only 20%, so it's only 5% off the others. Rum Distillery. So that's going to improve his estates even further. And he's just in his base with mercenaries. Look at this massive Manchu. There's nothing he can do. He's making Issa warriors, but Gas Kenyans, but what are they going to do at this stage? He's in industrial, and he's just... The scores are similar now. It's just not looking good for the Ethiopia player. And for all of Ethiopia's sins... What can they do against this mercenary mass? Guard Conquistador? That's not going to be enough, dude. A little bit too late for them. And this is looking good. It's looking like the GG might be called any minute. I mean, the scores are still very close. I don't know what Ethiopia had. Landscanet is getting made by Kevin. He is loving life right now. He is dabbing on this guy. Definitely wants some of that sexy siege that the Landscanets will provide. A kingdom builder going down there, but is that going to get built? He's making a town centre from it. I think you need a palace at this point. You need that fort up. Like I said, these Pandors don't actually do a lot of damage to these Conquistadors because they're goon units. Kevin on 5 estates. He hasn't even done the first upgrade for them. These guys at 2 gold per second. They're now going to get to 2.1. Wow. Insane. Landscanet's coming in with 500 HP and 62 hand attack. My God. My God. What is going on here? I don't know. I don't know what he's sending to get these mountain monasteries having gold, but somehow they're producing gold when they're not on a gold mine. I do know there's one tech which they can produce an infinite amount of coin. But what's he got sending there? And there's the GG. There's the GG. Now that is how to play mercenary camps, ladies and gents. That's how to play mercenaries. Well played by Kevin. What a game. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Kevin only on 62 villagers, and it's at 28 minutes of the game. Didn't get any more TCs or anything like that. Just kept the pressure on the entire game. Managed to get 4 mercenary camps. Yeah, cracking game. Only went to 160 HP population space the entire game. Brilliant. He was only able to get that level of critical mass until this point of the game. We'll take a quick look at the resources. Look at the villager count. Or the villager population. So looking pretty good for Kevin the entire game. The Ethiopia player relying on that infinite 10 villager card. But yeah, look how many... He's just constantly picking off villagers. Resources looking good. That's to be expected, especially when you have a very gold-heavy orientated build order. So
So yeah, really nice.